What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, here we are on the 15th of May. Up a little bit today, 2.4% to the upside as of now at $0.016266. 6 hours left in the day here. You've seen an immaculate recovery, absolutely stupendous recovery from here, from a low on April 23rd to the high here. You saw a 208% move in what took like less than 2 weeks time, I want to say. Maybe about 2 weeks time, I don't know. That low came in at a very key area, right? That was at your all-time low levels. All the way back here, right? Double bottom off your all-time lows. Very powerful endeavor. In fact, when you see a double bottom off of your all-time lows, you should expect, or at least hope, if you want this thing to not go lower and see new all-time lows, you should hope for a reaction like this. This is a very powerful reaction, and I think right now you're setting yourself up in some kind of flag pattern. Maybe there's bull flags abundant in the space right now. Maybe it's that kind of pattern. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're just consolidating still within this overall range. I don't know. I think that what you're doing right now is you're consolidating above the predominant resistance areas of this accumulative range that you've had for over the past year now. I think that you're getting ready and set up to break out higher and probably see new all-time highs whenever it really comes down to it, or comes up to it, I suppose. It's just, are you doing that now or are you ready? I don't know. If we're looking at this on a weekly time frame, you see the low that we had this week. That low came in at no surprise at all. It came in right there at our prior resistance points, right there at 0.01467. Beautiful low that we had yesterday. Perfect area to find support from. Everything that you're doing with this right now, every single aspect about this, from finding support, double bottom at the all-time low area, from this immaculate recovery to the way that you've cooled off in your RSI, where you've found support. You got lower lows here, higher lows there. Everything's bullish. You're set up in the best way. You really are. And the thing is, I feel like there's a lot of coins that are about to experience moves that are a little bit different than their most prior moves. Maybe they're bigger, maybe they're a little bit slower, whatever it might be. This thing, I think, is in a prime position to see a move that is just as big as this move. Like, you're going to see an exact replication of that move take place, and I think you're going to grow a lot. What's great about that is that you're at the bottom area of this zone. When I'm talking about a move that's like this, we're talking about starting from here. So you're gonna have another phase higher, and I think it's going to be glorious. The reason why it would make sense to be glorious is that, again, you've been accumulating in this area for a long time, since June of 2024, right? For a very long time. You've broken out, clearly you've broken out. You've back tested it for support, the area that you found resistance at for so long. You've back tested it as support. When you run, man, it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be great. And I have a high suspicion that you will see new all-time highs. I want to see from this low to high, if this is a bull flag. I don't know if it is, but let's interpret it as a bull flag. That would call for a move up to about 0.045. 0.045. That could be where you're going. Let's take this high to low real quick. High to low here. What does that put you at? That's pretty damn close to that golden ratio, you guys. Golden ratio, maybe you fall just shy of your bull flag measure move. Measure moves are not a requirement. They're not a prophecy. It's just an idea after all. So yeah, 0.0426, sure. Maybe that's where you go over the coming week or two by the end of May. Yes, these are end of May targets. If not end of May, it's your next phase up, so then probably very early June, but just depending on when you break out, we'll try and refine that too a little bit. But I'm just talking right now, instead of talking about when you'll break out, I'm trying to talk about where you're going. 0.042, your measure move is just above there, so it'd make a lot of sense to stop there. You could wick even a little bit above the golden ratio. You don't have to stop right there. It happens. If not there, then the next stopping point would be the 1886200, and a lot of cryptos are finding significance at these areas, are showing targets at these areas, right? So ZBCN could move all the way up to about 0.057, 0.065, somewhere in that zone. And again, this is not end of June stuff. This is likely what's going to come by the end of this next move, which could be by the end of May or like the first week of June. I would expect end of June. From here, I would suspect ZBCN is pressing 1 cent. You might be just below 1 cent by the end of June. You might be as high as 1.3 cents, and if not there, I would think something on the lines of 1.75 to 2.25 cents is where you're going to go. Could you go higher? Sure, you could. But then we start getting pretty crazy. You know what I mean? Then it's not that a 20x is crazy. I've called for crazier things, but it's that, from the low to the high, that's when things start getting crazy. We're already at a 30x there. Are you going to see a 50x move or more? It can happen. I'm not saying it can't happen. Maybe ZBCN, maybe we're not bullish enough. Maybe I'm not aware of everything that's going on. Shout out to Crypto Future. Shout out to Rob with Crypto Future because he knows a little bit more about this thing than I do. Maybe there's something that he knows that I don't that would lead this thing to go to 4 cents or 5 cents. I don't know what his predictions are. Rob, shout out to you, bro. I haven't been watching too many YouTubers lately, so I don't know if he's called for these targets or called for higher targets or lower targets. I don't know. I'm not trying to. It's not a combatants between the two of us. Me and Rob are buddies, and we're definitely going to do a live stream here pretty soon. At least I hope we do. When the moment's right, when the timing's right. We're trying to be experts with timing here. But anyways, enough of that shenanigans. Let's get back to work. I am thinking that something in this overall, not the overall, sorry, from the okay, that's not what I meant to do either. Something from, if I could get it, let me get it. Here we go. Something from the current price overall, my minimum expectation would be something on the lines of about a 5-6x, probably about a 6x, just under there. A good average expectation from the current price might be something on the lines of an 8x at about 1.3 cents. Or maybe even the maximum expectation is just as considerable, being at about a 10x to a 13x from the current price, seeing a 1.75 to a 2.25 cent endeavor. Or higher is even possible. I don't know. And I really don't know. And it's the same kind of song and dance that I've been singing with these I don't knows for a while because you don't have a lot of history. We're guessing. We're taking a shot in the dark. But based on what I would expect for the average crypto to do, the average coin, if you were to move up about the average coin, you'd be somewhere around here at the 0057 to 0065. But you're probably going to outperform the average coin. How do we know that? Well, this immaculate performance so far that you've outperformed the average coin so far from your lows back in April. I think you'll continue to do so. So what's the next target area there? This is why it's the minimum right here at just about 1 cent. 1 cent's a nice psychological level too. So there's multiple reasons why that could be your minimum target. But even there at a minimum, that's still a 5 to a 6x. So still really good growth. With the 2272, oftentimes you don't stop there. You do go just above there. Okay, just so you're aware. That's why I'm measuring just above. I'm not measuring right to the line. And then 1 cent also psychological resistance. I really do like this 1.3 cent area, but 1.75, 2.2, even higher than that, your guess is as good as mine, man. I don't know. It could anything and everything in between. Definitely expecting higher prospects to come by the end of June, if not early July. But in the immediate term, by the end of this month of May, I do expect that we will see some relatively explosive growth that either takes you to your all-time highs or likely above your all-time highs. I've got nothing else for you guys. Oh, wait. I do have something else. I'm sorry. We wanted to talk about timing now, a little bit of timing. Well, being here at the 50 on your RSI, not only is that a good area to find a low from on your price, being that you're finding resistance at support at prior resistance, but also finding support at the 50, that's a good low for your RSI too. You could be moving up now. This could be the beginning of it now. And that doesn't mean that you're moving up in a straight line forever. Maybe you move up a little bit. 26 comes along and then you really start to break out by the end of the month, something like that. But I do think that that's your low, and I do think you'll continue higher. Today's a bit indecisive though, right? When you get a big wick to the downside on one day and then you close up here, you get a big wick to the upside and then you close right there. When you get these kind of wicks back to back, that is indecision. But indecision at a decisively respected area for over a year, I think it's actually pretty decisive. I think this is telling us that we are at the low. We just don't know if we're ready to move up yet or not, is all that means. 4-hour time frame. 4-hour is not breaking out of its downtrend yet, but you're looking to, and you probably will at some point here pretty soon. I think looking at these timeframes, these shorter term timeframes here, you probably go a little bit lower. It wouldn't surprise me if you went below 00157, but I don't think you go below this low. If you do go below this low, it's going to be very, very slightly below that low, and it would be so short-lived that you'd blink and you'd miss it. You know what I mean? It's not going to be a long-lived endeavor. But I do think something like this could happen. You get this kind of like W shape, something like this, and then you'll continue to build out. I mean, we're on a 1-hour time frame. Sometime tomorrow or the next day, certainly by the end of the week, I think that you'll start to see a little bit of life in this thing. And then going into next week, I think next week will really be where the life is pronounced. And into the end of the month. I've got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. One last shout out to Crypto Future. Shout out to Rob. And yeah, that's all I got. Good job to all the Zebecans, all you Zebecians. I think that you've got a lot more higher aspirations to come in the coming month and a half that we have left in this run here. So, all right, take care. Bye-bye.